Hello everyone. So Jotform. We all know that Jotform is a powerful online application which allows us to create customized online forms instantly. And today in this video, we are going to learn the top 5 Jotform automations so that you can integrate it with multiple other applications. So what you can do is add Jotform responses to Google Contacts, which means you do not need to create Google Contacts separately, just automate it with Jotform. Then you can create Jira issues on form submission, which means as soon as a form is submitted from Jotform, then an issue will be created in Jira automatically. Thirdly, create Facebook post from new Jotform submission, which means you do not have to take out time to create separate Facebook posts, just automated with Jotform. And then you can schedule meetings in Google Meet on Jotform submission, which means your hassle keeps on decreasing because you have the help of these automations. And lastly, add new Jotform submissions to a Mailchimp list, which means the form submission is done and a subscriber will be added in your Mailchimp list. So you can create all these automations with the help of Pabbly Connect. Let us learn how to do that.
So in this video, we are going to learn how to add Jotform responses to Google Contacts. Now suppose guys, you have created some kind of online form using Jotform and you want that whenever a user is going to enter some details and submit the form, automatically that user should be added as a new contact in Google Contacts. So let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. So in this automation, whenever a new response will be received in Jotform, automatically with the same form submission details, we will add user as a new contact in Google Contacts. So if you want to know how you can set up this automation, for that you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Jotform to Google Contacts. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. Now the idea here is, first, we have to connect the form which we have created in Jotform with Pabbly Connect, so that every time we receive a new form submission, a new form response in Jotform, the details of that form submission will be received inside our Pabbly Connect workflow. And after that, using this Pabbly Connect's automation, we are going to send those form responses to Google Contact to add that user as a new contact over there. So let's see how it is done. Now here in Trigger window in Choose Apps, search for Jotform. Select Jotform. And then in Trigger Event from the drop-down, select New Response as the trigger event. After selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. And using this webhook URL, we are going to connect the form which we have created in Jotform with Pabbly Connect. So let's see how it is done. Copy this webhook URL from here and go to the form which you have created in Jotform. So this is a contact form which I have created where I'm asking the user their name, email, phone number and the company. After opening this form in edit mode, here in the build section on the right side of it, you can see settings option. Just click on settings over here. After coming to the settings page, from the left sidebar, go to integrations and then here in search bar, search for webhooks. Here you can see this webhooks option, just select it and then here we have a field of add webhook. So the webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect, we just have to paste this webhook URL over here. Just paste it and then click on complete integration. And this is it guys. We have successfully connected this form with Pabbly Connect. Every time a new form submission, a new response is going to get received in this form, automatically that same form response will be received inside Pabbly Connect as well. So let's do it. Here Pabbly Connect is showing us waiting for webhook response. This means Pabbly Connect is waiting to get some response from Jotform. So we'll just go to the form which we have created in Jotform, copy the link and paste it in a new tab. And here we are going to make a test form submission. For example, I'll enter the details of a user as demo user. This is the email address. And then this is the mobile number, a dummy mobile number. The company is, for example, Pabbly. And then just click on submit. So just now we have received a new form submission in Jotform which we have created. And because we have connected this form with Pabbly Connect, here we will see in our Pabbly Connect workflow in this trigger window, we will receive some response. And in this response, you will see the same form responses, same form submission details. We will scroll down and here you can see the same name, demo user, same email, same company name, and the same mobile number as well. This means the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. We have successfully connected our Jotform with Pabbly Connect and received the form response, form submission data. After this, let's move to step 2. And in step 2, using these form responses, we want to add this user as a new contact in Google Contacts. For that, just scroll down, come to our action window, and here in Choose App, search for Google Contacts. Just select it. And then in action event from the drop down, select the action event as create contact. Just click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Contacts account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this sign in with Google button and then select your Google Contacts account in which using this automation, you want to add these new contacts. Then just scroll down and click on continue. And as we click on continue, we will see our Google Contacts account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After this, the first thing it asks us is the email address's display name. So what is this display name? Let's read the help text. It says enter the email address's display name separated by commas. Example user 1, user 2, user 3. So to these email addresses, you can add some display name as well. For example, what we can do, we can add the name of the person, the first name of the person as the display name of email address. So here guys, you can see that we have received the response of the first name of the person from form submission responses in the trigger window. And here from these responses, we are going to map this response of first name and map it over here. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and from the drop down, select the response of first name and map it over here. After this, it is asking us email address type. That is it a home email address, work email address or other email address. So I want to add home over here. Now here guys, you will see, here you can see an example, we have added some comma separate values as well. In the help text, you can see that. So if you're adding the details of multiple contacts over here in the same action step, you can add these comma separate values as well. Like for the first user, you can add the value, then add a comma, then enter the details of the second user, then add a comma, and so on. You can add some comma separate values of multiple users as well. Then it is asking us email address value, and in this field, we have to actually enter the email address. Just click on this field, and from the drop down from Jotform responses, select this response of email address and map it. Then it is asking us for the display name. So we want the display name to be the full name of the user. So here we'll just click on this field, and from the drop down, select the response of first name, and after a space, map the response of last name as well. So this will be the display name. Or what you can do, you can enter the details in two separate fields. Like here in family name from the drop down, map the last name, and then in given name from the drop down, select the first name over here. Then you also have an option to add the middle name. So if you're asking the user their middle name in the form submission as well, and you are getting that response, you can add it too. Then in the next field, it is asking us address of this user. So right now in this form which we have created, we haven't received the address. We haven't asked for the address from the user while submitting the form. So we haven't received these details, and these details of address are not mandatory, not required. So if you want, you can ignore these fields for now. Or if you want to get the address, you can add the fields of this address over here in your form which you are creating in Jotform. Then it is asking us biographies, birthday, year, birth month, day, and all of these details. So we haven't received these details as well from the user. So you can ignore them too. Then here we have a field of gender. By default, it has selected male, but in the drop down, we can see all the three options: male, female, and other. I don't want to add any gender over here to the user because in form submission, I have selected for that. I haven't asked them the gender. So that's why I'm just keeping this field blank. But if you want, you can add a field of gender as well in the form and then receive that response and map it over here. Then it is asking us phone number value. So here we have to map the phone number from the drop down, select the response of phone number and map it. Then it is asking us phone number type, that is a work mobile number, phone number, mobile number, and what it is. So we are getting the mobile numbers. So I'm going to enter mobile over here. Just paste the mobile over here. Then it is asking us occupation details. So we have just asked for the company from the user. So here what we are going to do, we are just going to enter the name of the organization. So we have asked for the company name and map it over here. Here in this action step, you can see there are lots and lots of fields of details which you can add in a new contact in Google Contact. If you want to get those details, add these details, you can create these fields in your form and ask the user to enter their details. And using this automation, you can add those details while creating the new contact in Google Contacts. So after entering all the required details, what we have to do, just click on this Save and Send Test Request button. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here, basically the details which we have received from a new user from form submission, using the same details, this person has been added as a new contact in Google Contacts. So let's check it. We will go to our Google Contacts account and we will refresh this contacts page once. And yes, here you can see that the same user whose details just now we have added while making the test form submission, the same user has been added as a new contact over here. The same name demo user, same company name Pabbly, same email address and also the same mobile number. This means the automation workflow which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. And using this automation, whenever a new response will be received in the form which we have created using Jotform, automatically from that form submission, we are going to create a new contact, add that user as a new contact in Google Contacts. Now here guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation workflow once in real time. Let's enter the details of a new user. For example, this time the name of the person is test user. This is the email address. And this is a dummy mobile number once again. The company, for example, this time is Google, and click on submit. So just now we have received a new form submission, and we will see as we receive this form submission, immediately within seconds, the person will be added as a new contact in Google Contact. So we'll go to the contact page, refresh it, and yes, here you can see that test user has been added as a new contact within few seconds. We have the same name, same company name, same email address, and the same mobile number. The same details which we have just now added while making the form submission. So here guys, we have tested this automation in real time and it is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of this exact same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this automation workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
Hello everyone, today we will learn how to create Jira issues from Jotform submission. In this video, we will learn how can you integrate Jotform and Jira software in such a way that every time you receive a form submission from Jotform, then an issue is created in Jira software. We will be creating this automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. Here our trigger will be the new form response of Jotform and our action will be create issue in Jira software. Let us learn how to do that. So let us create this integration where every time this form is filled with any problem or any query by the customers, then in your Jira software, an issue will be created for that specific one. Like over here, you can see the summary is server down, and when you open this issue, it will describe that the transaction has been failed. So some customer might have submitted this issue using this form. So we are going to do this or create this automation with the help of Pabbly. Let us quickly sign in into our account. So that I'll reach this place where I can see all the applications provided by Pabbly. We are going to use Pabbly Connect to create this automation. Click on Access Now, and then we will reach the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here you can see a big blue button on your right side where it's written Create Workflow. Click on the button and give a suitable name to your workflow. I'm going to name it as Create Jira Issues from Jotform Submissions. Click on Create, and then a blank workflow will be created for you. You can see on your screen you have Trigger and Action window. Trigger says when this happens, action says do this, which means in your trigger application, when this event takes place or when this happens, the action application will do this action that you are going to assign. So here our trigger application is going to be Jotform. Choose your trigger application as Jotform and the event will be the new response received. Now, Pabbly Connect will provide this webhook URL to you that you will be needing to connect Pabbly Connect and Jotform. Like I have created this form over here. Now, every time this form is submitted, the response will be sent over here to Pabbly Connect so that it can capture the response and then transfer it to the action application for the information that is required to create the issue. So for that, this webhook URL will be used in the following ways. You go to the form builder here and then go to settings when you have completed the form, and then on the left side panel you can see integration. Click on integrations. In your integrations you have to search for webhooks. Click webhooks, and then in this add webhook section you have to copy this webhook URL from here and paste it here in the empty section. Click on complete integration, and then the integration is ready. Click on finish and see it has started to wait for a response over here. So I have opened this form right here in a separate tab. I will fill in the details, and then the response when I submit it will be sent to here as a response over here. So let us quickly fill in. For example, the title of my query is service disrupted, and now you have to describe your whole problem. And this is my description. Now when I submit it, I have to wait and go to Pabbly Connect for the response. And you will see in front of you that the response will be received, and here is the response. I have the webhook URL over here. This is the name of the account that I'm creating the Jotform into. This is the submission ID. Then this is the title, and the description is over here. So these are the two things that we generally require. Okay, and now there is one last thing that is required to fill in when you transfer this information to your action application. That is, you want to search for any specific assignee. Like over here, you can see all the issues are given over here, and the assignee is this person, but who is the person assigned the reporter is this one. So for that, you have to search for the reporter because you will be needing a reporter's ID. So here, first of all, your action application is Jira software. The action event is, first of all, search user, because that's how you will get your reporter over here. Now you have to click on add new connection because this is the first time using Jira software in this workflow. Connect with Jira software, and then it will automatically detect. You just have to click on accept and give access to Pabbly Connect to connect to Jira software. Once this is done, the authorization will be successful. And then you will be needing the name and email over here. So I have kept over here the name of the person I am assigning this task to, and I have pasted right over here. So you have to search this name, and the reporter name will provide a reporter ID. So when you click on save and send test request, you will receive a response, and here the account ID is received. So you have to copy this account ID and paste it over here in your upcoming step. So add one more action step, that is going to be your last step. Choose Jira as your action application. Now this time you will be creating an issue. So our event will be to create issue. When you click on connect, you don't have to click on add new connection because you already have connected. So just select existing connection, save, and then it will be connected. Now once it is connected, you have to select a project, issue type, and all these things that are generally required to create an issue. The project that I am working upon is bug tracking. So that's the same that I'm going to choose. Bug tracking is the one. What is the issue type? It's a task. Okay. Now in case of summary, you will give the title. So you're going to map it. How are you going to map it? When you click on any empty step, it will ask you to insert data from previous step. So what are the previous steps? The search user and the Jotform new response. These were the previous steps before this one. So you're going to choose the summary or the title of the problem over here. You have mapped it. So every time a person fills up this form, and then the new detail or the new title of any issue will be over here. Now in description, so again you have to scroll down and find the description. This is the description. So you can set the priority highest, high, medium or low. Then you have the assignee ID. So this is the assignee. Okay, this person is assigning the one. But in case of reporter, either you can map it from here like this, or you can do one more thing, that is copying this part, okay, and pasting it over here in your reporter's ID rather than mapping. Because even if you map it, it is going to be the same because you have entered the name over here manually. This is not mapped. So this is not going to change. Now that you have copied it from here and pasted it there, you can simply erase this step because you have pasted the content that you actually needed. Now no due date or estimate or any other field is left to be filled. Just remember this part, that you need the reporter's ID. So we added the step of a search user, but we do not need the user because we have just manually added the one. It is going to be the same all the time. So every form that is going to be received from Jotform, an issue will be created, will be given to this reporter only. Okay, once this is done, click on Save and Send Test Request. And here the ID is created. This is the key. And here you have the link. Till here we have completed the workflow. We will go back to our Jira software, and then over here we will just refresh this project and see. Yeah, the summary is service disrupted. This is the key. You remember we had the key like this only. This was given over here, BT64. It's the same. Assignee is this and reporter is this. When you open this issue, you will see that over here the description is also given, which means the workflow has been a success. So we use the trigger as Jotform, completed a form, then connected it using the webhook URL. Further, when we received the response, we searched a user for the reporter's ID, copied and pasted the reporter's ID. So now you have just 2 steps left over here. The second step in the middle was just to copy the reporter's ID. Once this is done, you can create an issue every time you receive a form from your Jotform submission.
Hello everyone, today we will learn how to create Facebook post from new Jotform submission. So if you have created a form using Jotform as your form builder application and you want that every response you receive should be used to create a Facebook page post, then you can use this automation and create this automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. In this integration, our trigger will be the new response received from Jotform submission and our action will be to create post in your Facebook page. Let us learn how to do that.
So let us create this integration where you can create Facebook post or create post in your Facebook pages from the responses that you will be receiving through your Jotform. Like you can see, I have created a form over here and I have opened that particular form over here where I can submit it. So now I will be filling up this form and then the post will automatically be created in any page that I'm going to select. So for that, we have to integrate Jotform and Facebook using Pabbly. So let us quickly sign in into our account, so that we will reach this place where I can see all the applications provided by Pabbly. We are going to use Pabbly Connect to create the automation. So click on Access Now under it, and then you will reach the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Reaching here, you can see a big blue button on your right hand side where it's written Create Workflow. Click on the button and give a suitable name to your workflow. I'm going to name it as Create Facebook Post using Jotform Submissions. Click on Create. And then a blank workflow will be created for you. Here you can see 2 windows, trigger and action. Trigger says when this happens and action says do this. So whichever will be your trigger application, an event will take place over here and then that will trigger this workflow in such a way that the action application will perform the assigned action. For today's workflow, our trigger is Jotform and our action is Facebook. So let us quickly choose our trigger application as Jotform. And the event is going to be new response. So now Pabbly Connect will provide a webhook URL over here that will be used to connect Jotform and our Pabbly Connect. So let us go to our Jotform and open the form over here. This is the place where you create a form. Okay, so this is in the editing stage. Now go to settings, integrations on the left panel, and in integrations you have to select webhooks because you are going to integrate Jotform and Pabbly Connect using a webhook. So click on webhook and then it will provide you an empty field where you have to paste this webhook URL. So copy it from here and then go to Jotform and paste it here. So now this webhook URL will play the role of that link between both the applications. Click on complete integration and then the integration will be done. It's finished. Click on finish and then you will see it is waiting for a webhook response. So you have to fill in this form and the response from this form or the submission of this form will be received here as a response. So let us quickly fill it. This is the name. The school name is KVS. And now you have to upload a file because this is a photography submission. So you are going to upload a file over here. Click on Browse Files, go to Downloads and then choose any file that you want. I'm choosing this one that I have to upload it over here. It's done. The name is Traveling. So I'm just going to submit it over here and it's done. So when I go to Pabbly Connect, you will see in front of you that a response will be received over here. And yes, the response is here. This is the webhook URL that we just used. The username of the person whose account was used. Okay, the school name, the name of the person, and over here we have the URL of the picture that we uploaded. So once this is done, you can see that all the information has been received by Pabbly Connect. So we will close the trigger window and move towards our action window, that is going to be Facebook. So when you type Facebook over here to choose your action application, you have to choose Facebook pages. You have multiple options over here. Don't get confused and just use Facebook pages, because you are going to create a post in a page and the event is going to be create a page post. Now you have to connect your Facebook and Pabbly Connect. In order to do that, make sure that you have opened your Facebook over here and you have to select one page over here. Like I am going to use Canvas stationery, for example. So I will be using the same page over here. Click on add new connection, connect with Facebook pages, and then it will automatically detect the presence of an open Facebook account. So you just have to click on allow and continue. So you can just drag it and then make it a bit larger. Continue as Michael Karras. This is the name of my Facebook account, and the authorization is successful. Now you have a long list of all the pages. So you can type over here, because we chose Canvas stationery. Choose your name, and then the message is going to be the name of the competitor. So I will write name colon and then map the name of the competitor, that is going to be demo space user. Okay, then I'll put a slash and n. Why slash n? Because slash n is a substitute for enter key on your keyboard. So whatever you're going to write after n will appear in the next line. So I will write over here school, because that is what was the entry. Again colon space and then enter the detail, that is KVS. This is the name of the school. Now link that you want to paste. So the link is over here. Yeah. This is the one, Jotform, the name of the account holder, and we have the name of the picture as well. Once this is done, click on save and send test request and wait for the response from your action application. And it's here. The ID of the created post has been generated. Once this is done, you've already saved this step. You'll just go back to your Canvas stationery post and see, or you can just refresh it once. So you can see that a post has been created over here with the name and school, and this picture is not the one we uploaded, but if you click on this place, your picture will be downloaded, and if you open this picture that has just been downloaded, so you can see it is going to be the same picture that we used to upload. Yeah, this is the one, which means that basically our post has been created over here. So we will just do a quick recap of this video. Our trigger was Jotform and action was Facebook pages. We created a form through which we can receive responses in our Pabbly Connect, and the action application was Facebook pages, where we created a page post. So this was the whole workflow. I hope this helped.
In this video, we are going to see how to schedule meetings in Google Meet on Jotform submission. So let's say you're using Jotform as a form builder application where every time there's a new response received, then what you want is that with that response, so you have scheduled a meeting, now you want to connect it with Google Meet so that a meet can be scheduled. For this, you will have to integrate the two applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. So here, your trigger application will be Jotform and your action application will be Google Meet. Now, how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen. To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of this software. Now on the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, simply click on sign in. If you are a new user, click on this tab sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes, and also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So now I'm going to click on sign in as I'm an existing user here. And as I do that, we have reached all applications page. Let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect. Here we have reached a dashboard. On the right hand side, you can see a blue tab, create workflow. Let's click on this. Now what is my objective here? Here my objective is every time I receive a form submission through Jotform or any other form builder application, then with the details received, I want to schedule a Google Meet. So I'm going to name it as schedule meetings in Google Meet on Jotform submission. Let's click on create. So as we do that, here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Now triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically, action here is the response of your trigger application. Now as per this integration, my trigger application will be Jotform. Let's click on this. And the trigger event here would be new response. So this workflow is going to run every time I receive a new response through Jotform submission. Now here you can see that we have received a webhook URL which is going to act as a bridge for connecting Pabbly Connect with Jotform so that Pabbly Connect can have access to the information. So I'm going to copy this, and now let me show you what you have to do. So I'm going to take you to my Jotform account. I already have created a form which is online doctor appointment form. So I'm going to edit this. So here you can see this is the form. I have the following fields: name, first name, last name, then the date of birth. Then we have the gender, phone number, email, and this here is the preferred appointment date and time. Now we have to go to settings first. Here on the left hand panel you can see integrations. Let's click on this. And now I'm going to look for webhooks. So here it is. And the URL that we had just copied, I'm going to paste it over here. Click on complete integration, and as we do that, here we can see that the integration is ready. Let's click on finish. So once this is done, now as I take you back to Pabbly Connect, here it is written that log into the application where you have added the webhook URL and do a test submission so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. So I'm going to take you back to Jotform, and here let's go to preview form. Now this is the link, so I'm going to open this in a new tab, and now I'm going to fill up this form. So let's say the first name here is new, the last name here is demo, then we have the date of birth. So this is 1st of February and the year is 2005. What is the gender? It is male. Area code, let's say it is +91, and then the phone number here is this. Now the email address is new demo123 at pabblytudes.com. Okay, so let's say the time is 13th and it is at 7 o'clock in the evening. Let's click on submit form, and here you can see that the form has been submitted. Going back to Pabbly Connect to see if we have received the API response. So let's wait, and yes, here we have received the same. So this here is the form details. So first of all, this is the date. So this is basically date of birth. Then here we have the first name and the last name. Then again, as I take you down, this here preferred appointment date, and this is preferred appointment duration. Then we have the phone number. This is the country code. Then this is the gender, and here is the form title and form ID. Now once I have received this information, what do I want? I want to schedule a meeting in Google Meet. So my action application here will be Google Meet. The action event here would be to schedule a meeting. So let's click on connect. As I do that, here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Google Meet account. Let's click on add new connection, sign in with Google. So here it is asking me to choose the account. So once chosen, you can see that Pabbly Calendar wants to access my Google account. This is absolutely secure. Let's click on allow. And here you can see that the authorization has been successful. Let's go down. So first of all, the name of the calendar. So you can see that it has already been captured by the system. Now comes the summary. So this is new appointment scheduled. Now we have the description. So what I'm going to do is, in the description, I'm also going to add the name of the person. So new appointment scheduled for. Now I'm going to map the information. How? This is the last step. And as I take you down, so this is the first name. Then I'm going to give a space, and this here is the last name. So this is the method with which I have added the information, and this method is known as mapping. This is important so that every time the workflow runs, it can take the new data into consideration. Now the next thing is start time. So here you can see that it is very well written that enter your event start UTC date time value in this particular format. This is TNZ format. So value that we have received here is in a completely different format. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a feature by Pabbly which is date time formatter so that I can change the format of the date and time. So here it is, and the action event would be to format date with time zone. Let's click on connect. Now here it is asking me to map the date. So first of all, let's go to step 1. This here is the preferred appointment date. Now what is this format? This is year, month and date along with time. So this is year, month and date along with time. So this is the format. The next one is the to format. Now it has been specified that we need the information in TZ format. So the to format here would be this. Okay, this is TNZ format. And the next thing is I'm going to take you down the from time zone. So this is Kolkata, Asia, and it is mentioned that the 2 time zone has to be UTC. So I'm going to mention UTC. Let's click on save and send test request. So here we can see that we have received the information. So this is the date, month, year, and here you can see it is showing me a different time. Why? Because this is the UTC time. Now the next thing is I'm going to go down, refresh this connection by selecting the existing connection, and here I'm going to map the start time. This here is the start time. Now let's say that the doctor is going to take around an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an hour to the existing time that I have. For this again I'm going to choose date time formatter. Let's click on this, and the action event here would be add subtract time. Let's click on connect. So first of all, the date that I want, so I'm going to go to step 2. This is the date. Now what is the expression? So I want to add time. So here the expression has been given. This is how you have to add time. So basically I have to write plus, but I do not want to add 8 hours. I want to add just an hour. So here it is. Then we have the to format. So what is the to format? It is the TZ format, right? Where it is? So here it is. What is the from format? The from format is again the TZ format. So this here is the TZ format. Now let's click on save and send test request. And as we do that, here you can see that we have received the response. So this is the response. This is the date and this here is the time. So you can see here we had received 4 and this is exactly 1 hour later, which is 5. Now once I have received this, I'm going to again refresh this connection quickly. And once I have done this, here I'm going to map the end date and time. So let's go to step 3 and this here it is. Now the attendees emails. So the person who has just filled in the form, I'm going to enter his email address over here. So let's go down and this here is the email address. Now the request ID. So if you wish to add any request ID, you can always do that. Now the request ID can be the email address because this is going to be unique. So I'm going to add the email address here as well. And once done, let's click on save and send test request. So here I have received the API response according to which a Google Meet must be created. So let's go and check my Google Calendar. So we have to go and check 13th. And yes, here you can see for 9:30 to 10:30 an appointment has been scheduled. So this basically means that our integration is a complete success. Here we can see that this is the guest. We have added the email address of the person and there is a reminder for 10 minutes before. So yes, our integration is a success, but we also need to check the same in real time. So I'm going to take you back to Jotform and here I'm going to fill this form once again. Let's say the first name this time is Smart. Then the last name here is user. Date of birth here is 14th September 2007. Then what is the gender? It is male. This is the area code. This here is the phone number. And then the email address. So the email address is smartuser123@pabblytudes.com. And now the preferred appointment date. Let's say the appointment is for 13th only and the timing is 8 o'clock. I'm going to submit the form. So the form has been submitted. As soon as this has been submitted, what should happen? Automatically a Google Meet link should be provided. So let's go and check our calendar. So here you can see from 10:30 to 11:30 another appointment has been scheduled. This basically means that our integration is a success. Going back to Pabbly Connect, let's quickly understand what we have done. So here our trigger application is Jotform where the event is new response. Then our action application was Google Meet where the event was schedule a meeting. Here we have used date time formatter twice. Once to format date with time zone and then to add or subtract time because we had to add an hour to the existing time. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any other specific integration to work on, you can always write to us.
In this video, I'll show you how to add Jotform forms submissions to Mailchimp email list automatically. So I'm going to integrate Jotform and Mailchimp in such a way that whenever any new form response is received into the Jotform, the same form response will be instantly and automatically created as a contact into Mailchimp email marketing software, so that I don't need to manually export the form submissions data and import into the Mailchimp in order to create an email list. Okay, so if you also want to integrate Jotform and Mailchimp, come with me and I will show you the whole process step by step. Alright, so I'm going to connect or integrate Jotform and Mailchimp with the Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing integration and automation software. Here you can see I'm an existing user of Pabbly Connect, and you can also create your free account in just 2 minutes from the sign up free button, and you will also get free task in the free account. Okay, now once you will reach to the dashboard, simply click on this button that is create workflow and provide any random name to your workflow, to your automation. Okay, so I'm providing the name. I have pasted the name as when form is submitted in Jotform, create contact in Mailchimp. Now click on create and then you will find 2 boxes in front of you. Okay, so these are triggers and action. So here trigger means when this happens, action means do this. Whenever this happens, then automatically do this. Understand with an example also. Let's say whenever a sale happen in a payment gateway application, then automatically send an email via Gmail application. Okay, so this is how you need to always select the applications in which you are building an automation. Okay, according to our use case, whenever the form response is received into the Jotform application, then automatically send these form responses into the Mailchimp application. Okay, so this is how in this trigger and action you will always have to select the applications in which you are building an automation. And now I am going to connect to Jotform with the Pabbly Connect. Firstly select a trigger event. Okay, so I want that whenever any new response is received into the Jotform, I'm sorry for that, this automation should trigger and it should capture the details into Pabbly Connect. For that I'll have to copy this webhook URL which Pabbly Connect has just provided me. Okay, and once you have copied it, firstly read the instructions. Okay, log into the application where you have added the webhook URL and do a test submission or record in that application so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. And how we can connect these two, again the instructions are available here. Okay, so follow my instructions, go back to your Jotform application. Now let's say I want to collect the form submission data of this particular form. Okay, this is the online appointment doctor form. Okay, online doctor appointment form. I'm going to edit this form and here I will directly open the settings section of this particular form. I'll have to wait. Alright, so here you can see the settings tab. From the left hand sidebar you will find the option of integration, and in this integration you will have to search for the webhooks. Okay, so I'm going to delete this existing integration so that I can show you everything from the scratch. Okay, so firstly you will have to search for your webhook. Okay, and once it is open you'll have to paste the same webhook URL which you have received via Pabbly Connect. Now simply click on this green button that is complete integration and then click on this finish button. Okay, so this is how the connection in between Jotform and Pabbly Connect is successful. Okay, now in order to test this particular integration, I'll have to make a test submission, a dummy submission into this Jotform. Okay, so I'm going to open the same form. Okay, so firstly I'm going to publish this form. Basically I'm going to open this publish section, and here you can see this is the link of that form. Let me open this form in front of you, and then I'm going to submit this form as a dummy user. Okay, assume that I'm someone who is interested in taking this appointment. Okay, so I will submit this form using some dummy or random details. Alright, so I have provided the dummy details. Here you can see as a name I have provided this dummy customer. Also shared the date of birth, the gender is female, the phone number is again a dummy number, just a random number. The email address is demo@pabblytudes.com, and here I have provided the preferred appointment date. Okay, now I will submit this form, and here why it is showing that incomplete values, I'll have to check Alright, so I have rechecked this form and submitting the details. The form submission is done. Let me go back to Pabbly Connect, and here you can see that response is received as soon as I have made the form submission into my Jotform. Okay, so let me show you the details one by one. Okay, so here we have the submission ID. Let me show you other important details. That is, we have the name of the person. It is the same name which we have provided at the form submission, that is dummy customer. Okay, let me show you other details as well. Okay, so here we have the appointment date, here we have the email address, the phone number, the country code, the gender. Okay, so the presence of this data clearly shows that the connection in between our Jotform form and Pabbly Connect is working absolutely fine, and our first step of automation is also done. Now I am going to send the same data into Mailchimp, and I am going to create a contact. Now in order to create a contact, I'll have to select this add new member action event with custom fields. Okay, so I have selected the same, and just like we have built the connection in Jotform and Pabbly Connect, now I am going to build the connection in between Mailchimp and Pabbly Connect. Okay, and for the connection, it is asking me the token and the data center. So from where you can get this token, you'll have to read these instructions, and you'll also have to follow my instructions. Okay, so this is my Mailchimp account. Click on your profile section, then again visit this profile, and then you'll have to select this extras option which is available at the top, and then click on this API keys, and from here exactly we can generate a new API key. Here you can see lots of API keys have already been generated, but I'm going to create a new one so that I can show you how you can also do that. Simply provide any random name. Okay, connection with the Jotform, how about I provide this particular name. Okay, and simply click on this button, and this is how you will get your token. Okay, so let me paste the same, and asking for the data center. Okay, so what is this data center? Example, this basically you can get this data center from the URL. Okay, so this is the URL of Mailchimp account, my Mailchimp account, and I'll have to copy this particular part, that is US6. Okay, so let me paste the same, I'm sorry for that, and make sure you do not include this extra full stop. Okay, click on save, and I'm really expecting this connection will be done immediately. Alright, here you can see it is done. Okay, now it is asking me to select in which particular list you would like to create a contact. Okay, so currently I have a single list only, so I'll go with the same, that is Pabbly Connect, and now I'm going to provide the details one by one. Okay, well, it is asking me lot of details, but I will share only the important details that are actually required for creating a contact into the Mailchimp. Okay, and from where I'm going to provide this detail? Well, remember, we have just received the data from our form submission, and do not worry, I'm not going to manually copy this data and paste it here. I'm going to map it, and mapping is very simple. Simply click on this particular field, and you will find the same data, the above data, here in the drop down. Now search for your data. Okay, so with the help of @ I have searched for the email ID, asking for the tags. Well, I'll leave this particular field blank. Select the status of the subscriber. Yes, I would like to keep it as subscribed only. Interest, I'll leave again blank. Asking for the first name, gender name, last name, and mobile. Okay, so let me map these details one by one very quickly. Asking for the first name, it was dummy. Asking for the gender, I think it was female. Okay, let me search for the same, female. Alright, so I have mapped it again. Asking for the last name. Okay, so now you must be thinking that what is this mapping, why I am mapping this data from the dropdown. Okay, so basically, in order to execute this automation in real time, I'll have to map this data. Okay, just in case if I will provide these details manually, in that case these details will remain same. Okay, these details will not change, but if you will map any value, the detail will be replaced automatically when this automation will work in real time. Okay, so now let me visit the contact section, and let us check how many subscribers I have already. Okay, I just have a single subscriber here, that is Pawan Shinde. Okay, come back to Pabbly Connect, click on this button, save and send test request, and wait for the responses received. Okay, so the response is received already. Now I am going to refresh my Mailchimp account and wait for that subscriber to be created here into my Mailchimp account. Wait for that contact to be created. All right, fingers crossed. and here you can see the same person has been created as a contact, as a subscriber into our Mailchimp. Okay, demo@pabblytwitch.com, dummy customer. It is the same phone number, the gender is also here, and this person is actually a subscribed person. Okay, so this is how now onwards, every time someone is going to make a submission in this particular form, that person will be created as a subscriber into the Mailchimp automatically in real time. Now why in real time? Because the trigger here will instantly capture the new incoming data and the workflow execution will start in real time. Okay, so in order to automate this process, you need to create this automation inside Pabbly Connect just once. After that, you can sit back and relax. You can even close Pabbly Connect, because Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the backend. You do not have to do anything. Just in case if you want to access this workflow, this automation, I will also attach this shareable link. Okay, simply click on this link and sign up for free into the Pabbly Connect, and then you will be able to access this workflow, this automation inside your Pabbly Connect account, that too for free. Not just these applications, you can integrate multiple applications and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. My team will surely answer to your questions. This is the website of Pabbly Connect, and for the latest updates of Pabbly Connect and unique automation ideas, you can join our Facebook group, that is formget.deals. If you have found this video helpful in any way, share it with your friends and colleagues and also help them to automate their business. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.